What up there, guys? This is your boy, Jughead82. And I just want to say, I hope you guys had a great Merry Christmas. But I like Halloween. I like Christmas too. But this is going to be a video talking about the Halloween series. The Halloween series in general, such as 1, 2, even 3, 4, 5, 6, Curse of Michael Myers, 7, which is H2O, and of course 8 would be the Resurrection. And also the Rob Zombie movies, as well as the other movies released, the newer ones. So yeah, this video going. So let's talk about the OG. Let's talk about Halloween, the original, the OG Halloween. The night he came home. But anyway, yeah, by the way, I got this shirt from Walmart. And you know what? Walmart got some good ass fucking shirts. I might do a video where I talk about the horror influenced shirts that I've gotten from Walmart, which are good. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. But Halloween, the original OG. Just recently watched this again, and man, I watched it and I still love it. It's the first Halloween movie has so much of what drew me into the whole Halloween franchise. First of all, it's not as fast paced as some would want it to be, but it's good. It has that slow. It doesn't. It's kind of like that. If you've never seen the first Halloween, you don't know what's going to happen, of course, because you've never seen it. But it has that slow build. It's quiet. It's like stuff doesn't happen yet. Then all of a sudden when it happens, it scares the shit out of you. I got to give John Carpenter and Deborah Hill thumbs up. I like the feel of that movie. The original Halloween will always be number one in my opinion. Just because it just grips you. You're not going to stop watching it. Jamie Lee Curtis, I've seen a lot of her work. This was, of course, her breakout role. Loved her character in this movie. Just love that fucking movie. And if you've never seen Halloween 1, do yourself the bet and watch that first before you see any other Halloween movie. And that's just to give you a tracer for the rest of them. Now, Halloween 2. Halloween 2 actually continues, or a continuation of Halloween 1. Basically, Laurie Strode's character is inside a hospital after what the events happened in the first movie. Of course, in this movie, they had to tweak stuff a little bit because, of course, this movie came out a couple of years after the original Halloween. And Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, cut her hair, so she had a wig in this movie. And it's a lot of the inside. But you know the one thing about this movie that I got to give credit to? Everything in this movie, to me, felt really connected to the first one. I know in the later movies they cut it away. The story of with Michael Myers being Laurie Strode's brother, I think they should have kept it. Personally, I think, especially when the later movies come around, you have the connection, and it gives more meaning to Michael Myers being the way he is as it relates to Laurie Strode's character. And I think that should have stayed. I think they should have stayed in the newer movies. That's one thing I kicked the newer movies about, because they should have kept that. And yeah, but man, like the hospital feel of the movie was good. I love Donald Pleasance's feel of this movie. Like he carries this fucking movie. I love it. Love it. Halloween 3. Hold on 1 second. I did a review of this movie. I might need to do a review or revisit. But this fucking movie was not bad. Fuck what people, quote unquote, they have the critics knock it. This movie was fucking good. I know Joe Bob Briggs. I watched a lot of Last Drive-In. And I know he doesn't really care too much for this movie as it relates to the Halloween franchise. But if this movie was just called Season of the Witch, nobody would have even complained. First of all, I would say about this movie is that Tom Atkins, amazing. I think he's a great actor. I've seen him in this as well as The Fog and Night of Comers? But anyway, he was in those movies, and I think he fucking carried the fuck out this movie. The whole idea of the mask thing, yeah, it makes you think. This song that gets in your head. I don't know. I mean, now it's a cult classic. People don't knock it. It's what they did. I remember when my dad, because my dad used to be at Columbia House, he got Halloween 3. And I remember when I first watched it, at first I was like, oh, it's Michael Myers. Then I saw it, and I was like, no, Michael Myers ain't it. And here's the weirdest thing. With Halloween 3, the Halloween series is placed in the movie. Like, it's just a movie. It's not with the whole dialect of what. And I remember I've seen a lot of videos where they said John Carpenter really wanted to make this anthology series where it wouldn't just be Michael Myers. It would be different stuff throughout the movies. And yeah, but man, to be honest with you, this was a fucking great fucking movie. Halloween 3. I don't think people give it this credit or gives it enough credit as it truly deserves. But Halloween 3 was fucking awesome. Halloween 4. You know, you got to talk about Halloween 4. Because Halloween 3, I just talked about Halloween 3. I thought it was an alright movie. I thought it was pretty good. Critics and fans panned the fuck out this movie. How you gonna have a Halloween movie without Michael fucking Myers? Come on now. And they gave an answer. They brought fucking Michael Myers back. He was more vicious as ever. He was more badass as ever. They brought Donald Pleasence back. But they didn't bring Laurie Strode back. And apparently she died. But she gave birth to a daughter, though. Jamie. And, yeah. First, I'm going to say about Halloween 4. Saw it. I like it. It's good. It has a lot of the good shit that you need. The mask in this movie was tilt your head a little bit. And you'll find it out in the whole video I'm talking about. Like, literally, when it came to the mask, I don't know why they didn't just keep it good. Like, it was OG, whatever. But maybe they stopped supplying those masks. Because the Michael Myers mask, and many people know it was based off the William Shatner mask from Star Trek. And, yeah. But, yeah. Halloween 4 was good, though, man. I mean, I definitely like Halloween 4. It had a lot of the feel for it. Danielle Harris playing Jamie. She was fucking awesome in this movie. She played it. And, I mean, you got to understand, she was a child. A kid, and she played this to a T. Danielle Harris, I mean, I've seen a lot of her work. I've seen, especially the Hatchet movies. I love the Hatchet movies. Danielle Harris is really good. I mean, she's a good actress, and she played it through and through. I hate the fact that when they did Halloween Kills, they did not bring her back, because they could have brought her back, even if she wasn't to be played as like Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter or anything. They could have brought her back in a cameo or anything, because she carried those movies. And speaking of Halloween 4, we have Halloween 5. Now, I'm gonna say this about Halloween 5. At the end of Halloween 4, they gave inklings that Jamie's character, Daniel's character in the movie, would be the new Michael Myers. It made it seem like she was going to be. That never happened. They basically said she was in like a ward or some kind of place, and she not necessarily for the criminally insane or anything like that, but she was in a place and they was trying to move and all that stuff. And guess what? Danielle Harris in this movie, from the first movie, she was like, let's say, like for a child actress, she could go hard verbally and do all that stuff. Guess what? Verbally is missing in this fucking movie. You ain't getting no verbally in this motherfucking movie. She ain't even talking until like close to like the fourth mark of the movie. That's when she talks. And yeah, the mask once again looks kind of suspect. And yeah, I will say this about Halloween 5. I still had enjoyment out of the movie. But man, what would you think this movie would have been if they would have like literally put this movie in a situation where it continued through the fourth movie? Whoever would have thought? It's I'm not gonna sit there and give it a thumbs down. I'm gonna give it like a half thumb up, something like that. Halloween 6, or Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. I saw this on VHS when I first watched it. First of all, when I first watched this movie, I was like a kid. I was young. Didn't know who the hell Paul Rudd was at the time. The only thing I knew is that he was the dude from Clueless. This movie, I will say this about this movie. Didn't think it was a bad movie. Years later, as I became an adult, grown and whatever, I kind of saw that there was of course, theatrical as well as a director's cut of this movie where they had more stuff in the movie than I originally thought. And it was stuff in that movie that was different from the original movie. That being said, the Coat of Thorn, which they inkled in the movie, believe it or not, when they inkled it in the Coat of Thorn, where they basically was given the info about how Michael Myers could survive all this stuff that happened to him. Now, by this point in the Halloween franchise, Part 6 was still connected to all the original Halloween movies. They still had all of them connected. And they gave the reason Michael Myers was like, quote unquote, invincible, was because of this Coat of Thorn. And they made it seem that, because if you remember Halloween 2, he got shot. I repeat, pop, pop, pop. Let me do Donald Pleasant's impression real quick. In the first Halloween, he got shot 6 times. I shot him 6 times. He got shot 6 fucking times. In Halloween 2, he got shot in both his fucking eyes. And when the building blew up, he was supposed to be dead. Now, I'm going to say this right here. The Coat of Thorn thing, it's a premise that, because they had basically 4, 5, and 6 was leading up to this. With Halloween, Curse of Michael Myers, first of all, like I said, they killed off fucking Jamie at the beginning of the movie. They didn't even have Danielle Harris play her again in this movie. And then in the I've never seen the original cut, but they basically put in the original cut. And even in the original movie, they said that Michael Myers is Danielle Harris's or Jamie's uncle and the baby daddy. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because it's fucked up. It is fucked up. That being said, yeah, Halloween Curse of Michael Myers is a strange one. And it gives a weird feeling to what Halloween's supposed to be. I don't think they should have made Michael Myers' character like that. Because it is fucking creepy as fuck. I'm just being honest. But all in all, it is what it is. I watched the movie more than once. It kind of gives you more pulled in of what maybe gave Michael Myers his superhuman strength and all that shit. But I think the mystery of Michael Myers is what it needs to be. It needs to be a mystery. Now, after Halloween Curse of Michael Myers, we received the gift that keeps on giving. And that was Halloween H2O. I'm going to give this right here a round of fucking applause. First of all, I thought Halloween H2O was the best. It was good. It had the feel. They had the mask right, but then they had other scenes in the movie that didn't make the mask look like shit. They had even a CGI mask, so I didn't understand that shit. But this was a movie I felt gave closure. It didn't connect to the other movies, the Thorn trilogy. It went back to part 2. So Laurie Strode's character was still Michael Myers' sister. So it basically just took part 1 and part 2, and they went straight to H2O. She had a son instead of a daughter, and he was in college and all that stuff. Yeah, the LL Cool J is the he was working at the college campus or whatever. But the thing about this movie, I felt should have been the quintessential end all be all, is the fact that Michael Myers was killed. He was killed in this movie, and fuck the bullshit, he was actually killed in this movie, and we're going to get to that one. But Michael Myers, the way they had the face off, the way Laurie Strode's character was doing it, I felt it was a fitting in. And I put H2O as like the creme of the creme. It was a movie that should have been basically the closure, if you will, for the Halloween franchise. Now, we get to Resurrection. Yeah, I'll take a sip of this. Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection. So, this was a movie that was released in the 2000s. To get with that hip shit, you know, the crowd, boo, 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 all that bullshit. This is what I'm going to say about Halloween Resurrection. First of all, learning about what I've learned about this movie over the years, I've learned that Jamie Lee Curtis really didn't want to have anything to do with this fucking movie. They reshot scenes for Halloween H2O where they showed that Michael Myers was not the killer. First of all, I'm going to say bull fucking shit. This is what I'm going to say about that movie. In fucking Halloween H2O, and that's for anybody that's ever seen that fucking movie. Let's be fucking real. Michael Myers was still Michael Myers in that fucking movie. From rising up to the mannerisms. If it was a fucking quote-unquote security guard or police officer, whatever the fuck, why the fuck did he not stop fucking going after the person? Or at least give some identification that he was not Michael Myers. Michael Myers was Michael Myers in H2O. But because the movie made badujuli, looty, bop, bop, twee, lots of fucking money, they wanted a fucking sequel. And that's what they put out. They put out Halloween Resurrection. That being said, I'm going to give this motherfucking movie some credit. I'm going to say that Busta Rhymes was funny as fuck in this movie. Yeah, this movie plays more out like a comedy than a fucking horror movie. Busta Rhymes, at the end of the movie, if you guys have never seen it, spoiler, but he beats the shit out of Michael Myers. Yes, he beats the fucking shit out of Michael fucking Myers. Karate kicks and all that shit. And guess how Michael Myers dies? Was electrocution to the groin. He's dead. Trick or treat, motherfucker. That is the line people will always remember from this movie. The basic base of this movie was they did like a reality show stint where Michael Myers, they went to the Myers house and they put people in this house and all that shit. So, yeah, I mean, it was going toward that teen generation, the shit like that. But come on. Out of all the Michael Halloween movies, I might have to give this a thumb in out. And, yeah, we're going to get to the other one. But, yeah, this was a... Now, because of Halloween Resurrection being quote-unquote shit, we move years later and we get Rob Zombie's Halloween. First, the fucking all, I ain't finna knock Rob Zombie too hard. The first Halloween movie he did, I thought was alright. I ain't gonna lie. It did go into details more about Michael Myers' life, why he was the way he was, but be honest with you, it was his take on it. It wasn't connected. It was still part of the Halloween franchise, but at the way they did it, it was more, he was in a broken household and all that stuff. That some way they show how it triggered him being the way he was. That's not to say that if you're in a broken household, it's going to make you that way or this way. But I liked the movie because they had Michael Myers as a monster again. He was a fucking beast. The actor they had play Michael Myers was fucking jacked. He was like he was 70 feet tall. He was big as fuck. Malcolm McDowell, who played Professor Loomis, I thought he was cool in this movie as well. I definitely enjoyed Halloween, the first Halloween that Rob Zombie did. I thought it was good to get a replenish. Because, I mean, like I said, they made Michael Myers look like shit in Resurrection. I mean, come on, he got his ass whooped by a rapper. And I like Busta Rhymes, but he got his ass whooped by a fucking rapper who was saying catchphrases and shit. Come on, if that was the case, when they showed Busta Rhymes dressed up as Michael Myers, he could have whooped his ass then and it would have been the movie would have ended. Just saying. But, yeah, Halloween, Rob Zombie, I thought was pretty cool. That being said, we go to Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. And all I could say about that, shit, I need to get another sip of this for this one. Halloween 2. Yeah. So they made Professor Loomis's character a hateable character. They made him a prick and an asshole. Michael Myers constantly has flashbacks or hallucinations about his mom and a fucking white horse. And other shit in between. They do a lot of shit in this fucking movie that I didn't understand. And like I say, it's crazy how I say I like the first one in compared to this. I didn't care for part 2 like that. I thought it was fucking weird. The horse and the shit with the dreams and all that shit. I thought it was fucking repetitive as fuck because they always have to bring the horse there. Michael Myers speaks. Michael Myers don't fucking speak, man. Bruh, come on. He don't talk. Why the fuck he speaks? Yeah, Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie version, I can't get down with that motherfucker for real. Now, we get a reboot. This ignores every movie except for the first one. And we get Halloween 2018. Halloween 2018, I'm going to be honest with you guys, was good. It was fucking good. The fucking movie had every element of what it needed and what it had to have. Jamie Lee Curtis was awesome. The feel of this movie was awesome. The overall, I forgot the actor, I forgot his character name, but he was like an apprentice to Dr. Loomis. All that shit. All this stuff was awesome in Halloween 2018. I hate they called it Halloween because they should have just called it something else. But at the end of the day, that's just a little critique. But I can't give nothing about this movie a bad call because this was what put the Halloween franchise back on the map. It definitely was laid out perfect when it came to a true sequel to Halloween. Halloween Kills. Man, some people say they don't like it. Some people say they do. I'm one of the folks that say I do. I loved Halloween Kills. I thought they looked comical shit with McDonald, the character Michael McDonald, and all that stuff with the gay couple and stuff. It was, it was what it was. You've had comical shit in Halloween movies in the past, like Halloween 4 with the cops. So you've had that stuff. I feel like at this end of this movie was what Michael Myers became like the on-off fucking beast. The scene with the firefighters and shit, where he was just fucking up every fucking body. Bruh. Just saying, that was gold. And the feel of that movie was there. I think in that movie that kind of struck me a lot was, it kind of gave me a little oomph of the cons was Evil Dies Tonight and all this shit. The townspeople, if you've known about this quote-unquote Michael Myers, why would you think that the other psychiatric patient was him? I mean, the guy was nowhere built like him, and he didn't even, I mean, come on now, they showed a picture of him on the news. I thought that was kind of fucking retarded. Overall, other than that, I think the kills were fucking excellent. The overall feel of Michael Myers as a presence, it scared the fuck out of you. And definitely you had some stuff in there where there were surprises as it related to characters being killed that were in the original, were in the 2018 version. So you definitely got your money for your buck when it came to Halloween Kills. Now, we're going to talk about... Let's see, I got it, Michael Myers. I don't know if you guys know. We're going to talk about the last Halloween movie. And I talked about this. First of all, if you promote a movie like this to be the quote-unquote last Halloween movie, it needs to be some emphasis on the build and the whole influence of that character. And the way I can say this is, they made Michael Myers look like a bitch in this movie. I put this even lower than Resurrection. I'm sorry. It was a shame to any Halloween fan, including myself, to see how Michael Myers was decrepit and made to look like shit. I don't give a fuck about him being older, because if that was the case when Halloween Kills came out, that is so fucking stupid. How the fuck can you be a fucking monster? I understand that the townspeople fucked him up. They stabbed him a couple times. Boo, boo, but come on, this man been shot the fuck. I'm going by the other movies too, because I don't give a fuck. He was shot in the eyes twice. He was shot 6 times by Dr. Loomis. He was fucking shot up like by a firing squad in 4. He was fucking obliterated, blew up, all this shit. He was done. And you have, I'm gonna throw this at you. This is what made me fucking just say, God, dog, how the fuck can you make Michael Myers look like shit when he got his ass fucked up by a dude that got his ass whooped by the band squad, the fucking band team, and got his ass mopped up like he went shit. Give me a fucking break. And there's not a lot of people, I'm not going to sit there and say, there's nobody really defending this fucking movie, because it was a slap in the face of the fans. It was a fucking BS. It was a middle fucking finger. It was like, the fuck? And at the end of the day, it really does knock anything about everything in between. That's why you have the classics. That's why you can watch the other Halloween movies. And I'm glad we have that. But man, Halloween ends should have never ended like that. Michael Myers getting put in a fucking grounder and made into ground beef. The way he actually was fucking ended on a fucking kitchen table with a knife, and come on now, the fucking refrigerator fell on his leg. That makes every other horror icon look like they can fuck Michael Myers up like he ain't shit. Jason, Freddy, you name it, they can fuck him up. I say with a humble opinion that Halloween kills. The Apprentice shit, I didn't get it. Michael Myers was barely in the fucking movie. It's garbage, man. If you fucking think Halloween Ends was the greatest fucking Halloween, your ass needs your brain checked bad. I'm just saying, like, if you put anything up in that movie, you have problems. Truly. But, like I said, Halloween Ends was garbage. Well, guys, this has been my review of the Halloween series as a whole. Like I sit there and say that these movies were movies I've watched, all of them. Like I said, for me, the best of the best will be one, the original Halloween, as well as H2O. The rest are also pretty good, but yeah, I know I knocked Halloween Ends in the ass because it was nah. But yeah, this has been a review. Like I said, I still have respect for the character Michael Myers. Still have respect for the Halloween franchise. But yeah, Halloween Ends, man. But yeah, this has been Jughead 82 with my retrospective of the Halloween series. Signing off. You guys have a good one.